Action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana. When can you listen to the Sister Speak Show? At 7 p.m. Central. Tune in on the go or at your resident show. Spreaker, YouTube, Alexa, or SoundCloud. Interviewing special guests that have been blessed and will bless us. Through spoken word and awareness, knowledge is wealth if we gain it. Share this in the streets, in the burbs, anywhere that we can be heard. It's about that time to elevate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. It's about that time to stimulate your mind. Feel the beat, Sister Speak. Come and eat a spiritual treat. Welcome again, my brothers and sisters, to the Culture Climate on the Sister Speak Show. I am Ayana, the hostess, producer, and creator of the Sister Speak Show. Kingdom Child Recordings, executive producer of the Sister Speak Show. The Sister Speak Show is recorded live and on demand in Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. The Sister Speak Show airs Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, as well as other days throughout the week, depending on my special guest schedules. Welcome to all of my first-time listeners, and welcome back to all of my regular listeners. I'm so excited that I get another opportunity to chat with you all this evening. I'm so glad that we're able to come together every time and just powwow, vibe. You get to hear all these special guests. You get to learn. You get to be encouraged. That's what the Sister Speak Show is about. So check this out. We have the platform, coming to the stage, the Culture Climate, the tour, and the laugh line. That's right, brothers and sisters. You can definitely catch the Sister Speak Show doing it live. We stay lit over here. I mean, why wouldn't we stay lit? Okay, so check this out. What can you expect on the Sister Speak Show? Let me just go ahead and run through this for you. Special guest interviews, live performances, in-studio interviews, and live on-location reports. The special guests who will be on the Sister Speak Show are dynamic, and they are impacting the communities with their passions. The Sister Speak Show is a talk show that will keep your mind and soul informed, energized, and encouraged. A cultural renaissance platform that influences a climate that is conducive to who you are and who you should be. No reckless entertainment, just responsible listening, nourishment. We don't go dumb. We go wisdom on the Sister Speak Show. This show is about making the known known. So guess what, brothers and sisters? Tonight on the Culture Climate, we are going to cover some serious topics. I was really thinking that maybe this show should be 2 parts. We'll see how it goes because, I have some serious topics that we need to talk about. And it's very important. So let me just explain to you what tonight's Culture Climate consists of. Beauty supply casinos, nail shop behaviors, hair salon do-overs, cliques and jealousies, vanity. You are not the only pretty woman. Think about these things. So once again, we're going to cover beauty supply casinos, nail shop behaviors, hair salon do-overs, cliques, dealing with the jealousies and the cliques, vanity, and inside of vanity, we're going to deal with you are not the only pretty woman. I'm just saying, brothers and sisters. This is serious, and you're not the only good-looking dude. You're not the only good-looking brother. I really should have put that on the flyer. I'll make sure I edit that. But listen, let's just get down to it. Well, what is a beauty supply casino? Where is it? Is it a casino inside of a beauty supply store? You would think that just because of the words, but no, that's not what this is about. It's really a play on words. It's really a focus on how much we, my sisters and some brothers, spend
when it comes to beauty supplies, and how much we patron beauty supply stores that are not owned by brothers and sisters, and the treatment that goes on inside of the beauty supply stores, and the disadvantage and the gain that occurs as a result of millions and billions of dollars being spent when it comes to beauty supply stores. So I said casinos because, you're putting money in and you hope to get a good result out, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that. I mean, we can be honest and say that, we've all ventured into, whether it's a small size beauty supply store or almost a beauty supply warehouse. We've been inside of those type of entities. And one thing that we can definitely admit to is that, it's really rough getting consultation, as I had mentioned on one of my other shows before. It's really rough getting advice from someone who does not look like you. And it's really sad, because if all of this money is being spent in these beauty supply stores, what happens to the rest of our lifestyles? Because I know that within a certain socioeconomic bracket, a lot of people are living from paycheck to paycheck. And so when we talk about these beauty supply casinos, I was able to run across a video, my brothers and sisters, that really was very interesting. This video was made, I don't want to lie, I don't know exactly when it was made, but I'm going to be able to pull it up. And it's actually called a Black Hair documentary. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into it. We're just going to listen to this particular documentary on black hair care and the billions of dollars that are spent. So let's get into it. I am taking this video from Cool Breeze off of YouTube, and we're going to listen to the video. Its co-producers are Sam Enan.
African American women
Here we
spend
go.
millions every year on black hair products. Even though they only make up 10% of the American population, they buy 70% of all wigs and extensions purchased here in the United States.
That's very important. They take their last dime to get their hair done. They go hungry before they let their hair look bad.
My journey into the world of black hair begins in Oakland, California, at the Black Hair Extravaganza.
Put your hands together. When you look at her, it's like her crown. She's a queen. So she needs like extra pieces and braids and big hair. She's like a crown. I just feel saying your hair important. If your hair messed up, you feel me? Brothers ain't trying to get at you. Females gonna knock you. You feel me? Basically, look at your hair tight. What? And for the big sisters, we represent two sisters. What is it? What is it? Show what you made out of, baby. We express our beauty. In fact, the Bible speaks to us about our hair being a treasure. So it's just something we've always kept in our culture.
But with that huge market, who controls it? Where does the money end up? Where do the billions go? I decided to try to find out here at the Black Hair Extravaganza. Follow the money.
Step 3. Apply the thermal straightening ball. Section the hair into
We think the African American style is a very big business.
Almost every day because they change the style of hair. Everybody wants to be a part of our market because we're the #1 consumer. We spend 10 to 1 on anybody in hair. In the retail market right now, majority of the retail stores are ran by Koreans. And more of the Korean stores that are ran by, the 90%,
are supported 100% by black African money. It's so unfair, that they take our money. But once again, part of it's our blame. We allow what happened.
Is this true that the Koreans dominate the black hair industry? What you're looking at is one of the Black Beauty Supply magazines that inform people who are interested in black hair products. All the ads and articles are about African Americans and their hair. And even though all the information is about blacks, half of this magazine is in Korean. And this magazine, Beauty Times, which is the #1 publication for black beauty store owners, is written entirely in Korean. It's here, inside Beauty Times, that I spot Dr. Tony Leno, a black hair expert who writes a monthly column for this magazine. A column which not even he can read. I contact him and he invites me to Los Angeles to learn more about the Southern California black hair industry.
Now where we are now, this is the famous Crenshaw corridor, where most of the many elite black businesses are. And right here on the corner of 54th and Crenshaw, South Central Los Angeles, this is beautiful wigs. This is the Korean-owned hair store. They sell hair of all kinds. Your store here, what percentage of your business is Afro-American?
About 100%. 99.9.
In other words, 99.9. And up here on these walls right here, these racks, all the way around are the hair that's used for weaves and for extensions.
Janet Jackson, they come over here, pick it up, virgin human hair. Vivica Fox, I saw several wigs that are cutting style for her. I've been knowing him a long time. Richard Pryor.
Yeah, that's little Richard.
Yeah.
This city alone only had 10 beauty supply stores 20 years ago. Now there are over 100 Korean-owned beauty supply stores. Well, you're looking at a typical beauty supply store, Korean-owned beauty supply store, but all these products have one common denominator. They are all aimed at the Afro community. One of the things that the Koreans are doing now, and they predicted this themselves back in 1999, and it's happening now, since they control 80% of the distribution of Afro hair care products, especially professional products that are sold in beauty supply stores only, it only stands to reason they can control what gets distributed. They are creating their own line of products or buying out existing black-owned companies. I don't see a reversal of this at all. It's just getting deeper and deeper.
With the Koreans controlling the retail and wholesale distribution, they're slowly making inroads into taking over the black manufacturers.
We're going to Kazuri Products. They are a black-owned manufacturer of hair care products, but specialize primarily in curling irons, pressing combs, and the stove heaters that you heat the irons up in.
This is Lucky White, who owns Kazuri along with her husband.
We have been in business for over 30 years, and we are a black company selling to black beauty supplies and also to black hairstylists, and we make a quality product. Everyone look at our product as being the best in the industry. However, since the agents have been here, they are cutting us out, telling us that our product is not in demand any longer. The Korean connection. About 3 years ago, they started to blacklist our product as they brought their own products in. They started to manufacture curling irons, and they duplicate everything that you manufacture. They would duplicate it, and then they start to slowly cut back on orders, and then they tell you that your product is not in demand. So they would make something that's very similar that look like ours, and then they try and sell the consumer on this product.
Can you show me some products from Kazuri? Kazuri products.
This is Kazuri product.
This is all Kazuri.
This is an A1.
So you have maybe 3 Kazuris, and then the rest.
This Kazuri, this A1 product, this Stella.
Stella.
Yeah.
Who makes Stella?
They are resale wholesalers.
And they make this product.
Actually, they make a copy, for the other brand, usually like A plus, but their brands, they're no good quality.
Not good quality.
No, just copy for the others.
They're really trying to shut us out of the industry.
They're telling you they will no longer distribute your product in these stores?
They tell us that our product is not in demand any longer, but that's just an excuse not to purchase our products.
This is actually a tea bumper by Kazuri. I use it all the time.
This is the place to be, a black hair salon in San Jose, California.
Kazuri products are much in demand. We use them here. We have a setup here. We also have one here. We use their spritz as well. We use their whole lineup, so they are in high demand.
We have to look at saving our community as well as saving this industry. We are a nation within this nation, and we're just giving everything away. And we cannot do that any longer. We have to stand up and fight. We are beautiful black people. If we have to wear our hair short, so be it. Let's wear it short, but let's get this under control where we control the industry and not let someone else come in and then set up and take all our revenue out of the community.
But can Mrs. White and other black manufacturers fight back against this? New Star Beauty Supply, the largest wholesaler of black beauty supplies on the West Coast. New Star also manufactures their own products for sale to the ethnic market. Mr. Moon is manager of New Star.
We are the number one biggest the ethnic distributor.
In the West Coast?
Yes.
You guys are?
We trying to one-stop buy now.
We took them as being a friend, and that they would not come in and try and take over the whole industry, but that's what they have done. And they got in, now they control it, and they are really boasting about it, and they're talking about it, and then they're laughing at us all the way to the bank.
How do the Korean retailers get the money to start up these beauty supply stores? To find out, I traveled to the University of California at Berkeley and spoke with Professor John Lee.
Many of the ones that started recently came from South Korea that was much more enriched. So by selling their farm or by selling their apartment, they could have this initial pot of money to start relatively small businesses in urban areas. Furthermore, they had encouragement, sometimes quite explicitly, in terms of funding by relatives, friends, and other sorts of religious or whatnot networks to provide them with money to start their business. So it's fair to say that there are all sorts of formal and informal means by which Korean Americans and South Korean business people dominate the market and are implicitly unwilling to let competition challenge their dominance.
So the two magazines, they're all in Korean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does that seem like fair business practice?
Yeah, well, as I said before, this is one of the mechanisms by which South Koreans and Korean American merchants ensure the domination of the market.
It's OTC.
Later, I learned that what we're seeing now, the Korean domination of the black hair industry, had its start back in the early 60s with the help of both the Korean government and the United States government. This is Chosun, one of the most respected newspapers in South Korea. And it's inside the archives of this newspaper that I discovered a document from 1965 in which the wig manufacturers in Korea convinced the Korean government to ban the export of raw hair, making it impossible for anyone to manufacture wigs from the highly desirable Korean hair population except for the Korean manufacturers themselves. And 6 months after the Korean ban on the export of hair, the United States government banned the import of any wig that contained hair from China. This ban on Chinese wigs virtually locked in the wig business for these South Korean merchants. So it seems that what we're seeing today, the Korean domination of the black hair industry, had its start with the help of both the Korean and the United States government almost 40 years ago.
If you blow the whistle on what's going on, just like we're discussing now, and inform people, they'll be surprised and delighted too.
Well, I think people are informed, but I mean, black people as a whole, they just don't have much unity as Koreans do, or any other race. You just doesn't have much unity as a whole. We don't stick together.
Well, you know, this is a new millennium, and people, if they look at the past, and perhaps they can deduce from that they can change the future based on the past.
They can, but the young people have to be enlightened. The black dollar needs to be spent with your black people as much as possible.
We kind of take each other for granted sometimes, but I think when things like this happen, we always seem to come together like other tragedies. And, you know, human nature
We can
allows
come
us to do
together for
that.
human tragedies, but when it comes down to the almighty dollar, that's not the case. They did not seem to pull together for the dollar.
Denny's Restaurant, Oakland, California. Here, members of the black beauty supply industry in Northern California have gathered to discuss the Korean domination of their industry and the possibility of creating an organization to take back the black hair industry.
Now, we used to have a total monopoly on this beauty business. Now we've lost. It's only about 2 or 3 of us in Oakland now, and it used to be nothing but us in Oakland purchasing these products.
Most of the beauty supplies in the Bay Area, Korean beauty supplies, they have organizations. And their organization, most of the time, they tell who to sell and who not to sell. Like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, when Michael Yankee was so popular and so hot, they wouldn't sell to me. And the reason they wouldn't sell to me is like Glamorous and Ebony told them not to sell. And sometimes we used to order through Ahmed, you know, like Merit Beauty Supply, because they don't see.
They don't think you're black. The Koreans don't think you're black.
No, I mean, when they call me, they think that, you know, I'm a Korean store. You know?
Are you black or Asian? How do you feel about that? Are you black or Asian? I was like,
That's crazy.
What does that have to do with me purchasing a product from you? So, since they can't sell it to us, why we can't sue them?
We have people that are able to get these hair products. I think that's where we need to start. And then we go to the next level, because if they don't want to sell to you, they will figure out a way not to sell to you. A lawsuit will just make them even stronger-willed about it.
The way I'm looking at it, if you walked into Macy's discriminated against you, what would you do?
Well, you know what? It's a whole different world. You have more. Okay.
If you don't tell me nothing, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Okay.
Lawsuits may get the attention. Bad publicity may get the attention. But you know what will get the attention? Money. If your money does not go to them and it goes to somebody else, and then once you start giving money, you start swaying the way they think.
Just a few months after this meeting, BOBSA is created, the Black-Owned Beauty Supply Association. Their first event is here at this gospel event on the square in Oakland, California. It's here that they begin to raise awareness of the black hair issue and promote a hair show.
I got my hair from Korean Beauty Supply.
What do you think about what they're trying to do?
I think that's great. I am just like so on board with that. We are a black-owned beauty supply, and what we are, $10 in Dallas, in Texas. We are like all about supporting black-owned businesses, and we complain about that a lot. That there aren't any black-owned beauty supplies in Texas. So I think it's great. I think it's about time.
I
just think it's very interesting. I got a little information about it. They had a little line card that gave me names of different people in different areas, which is very helpful. And then they are under association with, these are reputable hairdressers. So, and that's important too, because your hair is important. If this generation goes, no beauty supply, we can forget it. We can forget it. Nobody will come up. We're just barely scratching the surface trying to say, hey, wait, you can't take that from me. Hey, wait a minute, I'm a part of this. What are you doing? They won't have the know-how or the power to be able to go into that because it'll be totally dominated by Koreans. Totally dominated.
Richmond, California. The members of BOBSA are meeting here in the back room of a local beauty supply store.
Black men positive okay. So the total amount to $2,700.
And finalized plans and a budget for the Black Hair Show they're promoting in just a few weeks.
Balanced here. It's a simple, adorable book. You don't need to be passed around. And it has our name and
Hair Show, held in Northern California.
Thank you everyone for attending. We really appreciate your time and we hope we made a difference in your thought pattern.
Funny thing happened in New York. I went into a Korean store and asked him if he could wholesale me some of the things he had. He told me no. I said, okay, if you could tell me where I could get it wholesale. He told me the Koreans are not going to let these niggas get into the business. And he's in a black neighborhood in Brooklyn.
He was Korean himself?
Yeah. He's in a Korean hair store.
You think Black people can get back into it?
Oh, they could get back, but the Koreans not going to let us in it. We have to do it ourselves.
It's great because our money should be kept in the community. And buying outside, buying with different ethnic groups, and they're not recycling money back into our communities. And this way it's standing out. Oh, it's beautiful, 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 beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Clintex Laboratories is one of a handful of black-owned manufacturers. Currently, their brand of product is only distributed through hair salons here in the United States. Besides making their own brand of products, they also act as a manufacturer for others.
This is our compounding area. This is where we manufacture all of our products. This is where I first started. When I quit my job, I went and bought these two stainless steel drums and started in the basement of my home. After the batch was made, I would take a measuring cup, go in and fill each bottle one at a time. This is a regular relaxer. The percent of sodium hydroxide is 1.9%.
Even after more than 20 years in business, Steve Luster is unable to get distribution for his products from any of the Korean distributors.
I do not blame the Koreans for anything. It's totally the black consumers the black business people, the black churches. It's our fault because we have not taken the time to educate our people on economics, on what we need to be doing to assure that we have jobs, that we have a sound business practice. We haven't taken time to do that.
If there are two products and one product was $2 cheaper at the Korean store than a black-owned store, where would you shop?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. Where would you shop?
$2 cheaper. I probably shop at the Korean store.
Thank you very much.
I couldn't get a loan for business, but as you can see, I am in business today. Okay? So you cannot depend on the government for a handout, and you cannot depend on people to help you. We have enough power as a group. If we have the ability to work together and pull together, we have enough economical resources within our race and our communities to turn this thing around.
What do you think about the idea of a boycott?
I think it would be a wonderful thing. I think that would be a thing that would get a lot of people's attention. I think a boycott would change the situations and where they are now. Like with the Koreans, for example, if they don't want to sell certain African Americans hair or whatnot for their business so that they can continue to progress, a boycott, stopping the dollars, would get everybody's attention.
The story continues with members of BOPSA traveling across the country, including here in Pasadena, California, where they're informing people about the black hair industry,
Network.
including showing them parts of the film that you've seen to this point. Where does the money go?
Unemployment in the black community is 10%, and the white community is 5%. The only way we're going to change this trend is to look to each other to circulate that black dollar back into the black community.
We have the power. I know we have the power. It's just a matter of us going forth and doing it.
Next stop, Atlanta, Georgia. Then on to Chicago, Illinois. Is the black hair situation in Chicago the same as on the West Coast? Here in Chicago, I randomly select one block in the south side of Chicago. And it's here that I find not only one, but 4 Korean-owned beauty supply stores on the same block, all within 100 feet of each other.
Look at this. This shows how this store is 33 years old, part of the history. But I have to replace with some of these hairs.
Excuse me, girls. What town am I in?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
And let's see your hairdo. Whoa, turn around. Who did that?
My mom.
Wow. Now, I see a beauty supply store right across the street.
Yeah.
Is that black-owned or Korean-owned?
I think that's Korean owned.
Sorry?
Korean owned.
What do you think about the Koreans owning all the black beauty supply stores?
Well, it's very not good because I think the black people should be able to own some things, and just not all Koreans should be able to own. And I think because why they're not doing it is because discouragement, and most black folks, they're really just like going to jail now because other people are convincing them to do other different things like crimes and different stuff like that.
Come on, young man.
That's why.
Come on, young man.
How many black-owned beauty supply stores are there in Chicago that you know of?
I don't.
How long have you been in the business?
Like 14 years ago. Yeah, 14. Just like something like this.
How many black-owned beauty supply stores are there in Chicago?
How many?
Yeah, black-owned.
I think so, over 10. A lot of, more.
10 stores.
Over 10, I think, yeah.
And how many Korean-owned
Koreans so almost 80%. Maybe I think 300 some in a different store.
That's how the boys wear nowadays. They get braids.
Yeah.
This how they do.
Check it out. Close look.
Oh,
In
get
time
your
from the
beach
Chi-Town West Side.
All right. Let me know where you at. Rep your set. True.
Yeah. Now, Malcolm X talked about African American women straightening their hair, didn't he? What do you have to say about that?
Well, that was a situation back then that was occurring at the time. It was just a lack of education and misunderstanding things. But he didn't mean what exactly like that. If you get in depth into things, he don't exactly mean that as straightness is trying to be like white women. He's trying to show them a way that to know your roots first. And you can do anything you want to, but as long as you know your roots, can't nobody tell you nothing. And you always going to something.
He just spit that knowledge, brother.
And the situation doesn't seem much different here in Oakland, California, where there are only a handful of black-owned stores and over 40 Korean-owned stores. Including this Korean shop that just recently opened up next door to Oakland's famous Black Muslim bakery. San Mateo, California. It's here that BOBSA, the Black-Owned Beauty Supply Association, has its first annual Unity Dinner.
And as the saying goes, united we stand.
I think we all need to stick together because it's sad that these Koreans are making so much money off of us and they're not giving back anything to the community. They're not even really giving us jobs. And it's just, we have to do something. I think we should start a huge boycott and try to spread the word, do a strong media campaign where we don't go into their salons, and I guarantee they'll start giving us more respect. And we need to start opening up more black beauty supply stores, and we just need to all stick together.
We as blacks, we are only 11 or 12% of the total population. Yet we are consumers of over 33% of all the hair care products sold in this country. And that's why they sell it in our neighborhoods. And they specialize in hair. We are 80% of the purveyors of hair. The users of hair. That's why they came into our neighborhoods. And I can't be mad at them because we left that market land right out there in the street. And they came along and picked it up. So don't encourage anybody to throw a rock to a Korean beauty supply store. Okay?
I think now, though, and I see so much vibrancy here, and especially with this new organization, you've got a new feeling of togetherness that we don't even have on the East Coast. And to the fact that you have decided that it's time now to forget the mistakes we've made, especially with the Koreans, who were smart enough to know that they couldn't make it with the white companies. They would not get across those big white distributors who represented the major white lines like Redken, Matrix, Paul Mitchell. They couldn't cut it. They were ostracized. And so they turned to us who were open, young, and probably didn't realize the value of our industry. And they made it big with us. But we've got to forget that now. It's hard. And we've got to outsmart what is out there. And let's go together to do it.
Who knows what'll happen tomorrow? I just gotta stay in the game, if for no other reason, to see what happens next.
What will the future of the black hair industry be? Can BOBSA and the African American community be successful in taking back part of this industry? It's ironic but true that the first American woman self-made millionaire was an African American named Madam C.J. Walker, who earned her fortune through the manufacture and distribution of black hair products.
Brothers and sisters, I mean, this particular documentary was on point, right? You know, take the time out to watch it yourself on YouTube. Once again, it is called, I want to make sure I'm giving it, it's called Black Hair Documentary. And, you know, we are in an epidemic where the funds are, like I said, they are making the Koreans rich. That's why I call it beauty supply casinos, because we are keeping their lights on. We are enabling them to have access while we sit here with weaves on that are going to last 3 to 6 months. I don't care where you get your hair from. I don't care if it's Brazilian. If you're not Brazilian, what are you doing? I don't care if it's Malaysian. If you're not Malaysian or from Malaysia, what are you doing? If you are not Korean, why do you have Korean hair on? Who are you, sister, today? Because some of you are contributing to that cost. And look, that's why I am all for the takeover when it comes to this particular industry and us taking the funds out of their hands and finding a way to disarm them legally to where we don't have to sit here and encounter the disrespect, being followed, being mocked, being watched, being talked about once they go home and how much money they made off of us. If we could be a fly on the wall listening to their conversations, if we could be a fly on the wall, and understood what they were saying in their language, would it wake us up then? I mean, how much more disrespect do you have to receive walking into their business? Everybody wants, people are very particular on things that they feel like protesting and things like that. And it's just very interesting to me how our people, we're disconnected. And if we were connected, us having to deal with being hustled and being scammed and being used and being disrespected it wouldn't happen as much. I mean, do you have to buy hair? Now, I'm not speaking to somebody who is experiencing chemotherapy. I understand those needs, and I can understand why they put it on a corpse to an extent as far as, dressing up the body for a homegoing service. But in other news, what's going on with you? Because I see you all on the gram, I see you with the hair, but do you understand the economic downfall that our brothers and sisters are in? Now, some of you just don't care, and I consider you to be the 2/3. What's the 2/3? You look it up. So listen, brothers and sisters, here we go with this. There was, I want to be able to pull it up, some brothers and sisters who decided to lead a protest outside of a Cleveland, Ohio nail shop. There was a woman who claimed that a disabled man was assaulted at a nail salon in Walmart. There is a woman who is suing the owner of a nail salon who denied her service over her disability. Now, before I get into this video, how many of you have walked into a nail shop and felt extremely uncomfortable? How many of you have ever sat down and knew they were talking about you, but you did not obviously know what they were saying? How many of you have watched other people be treated with supreme care while you can't even get a foot rub in your pedicure, but there is a white woman or Edomite who is next to you and getting all the treatment? How have you felt when, you're not getting your nails done the way that you want them to, but they always tell you, you be quiet, I know what you like. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you, that's the accent, that's what it is. Okay? So, when it comes to the nail shop, I've just decided that, you know what? I'm going to do my own protest. I can't get together with some sisters and be like, look, sister, we need a ban. We need a protest from going into these nail shops because this, that, and the third is going on. It's unsanitary, most of them. The acetone and the acrylic, is bad for your nails. And, there are some women who have experienced some horrible situations as far as being in a nail shop and having to go to the emergency room. We won't get in all of that today. But further down the line, as the culture climate continues, we will definitely revisit people's personal testimonies about having to go to the emergency room and how some of these nail salons are not up to par as far as being sanitized, as far as the sanitation is concerned, like I said, being clean. There's a lot of stuff that goes on to it. I know that when I was getting my pedicures done over here in Cedar Hill, I won't say the name of the shop, but when I was going over there, one thing that I did not like is that, first of all, my water done went cold, okay? The water's not hot enough. But second of all, while you are exfoliating my feet, you are then taking the things, what has been exfoliated, and then you're rinsing it off in the tub where my feet are still sitting there and parlaying. That's disgusting to me. But if you don't say anything about it, they'll continue to do it. So what I decided, I was like, just not going to go anymore. I'm going to get all the tools that I need, and I'm going to take care of my feet myself. Okay? My own protest, because I was tired of it. I've been tired of it for a long time. So let's listen to one of the stories that I just mentioned to you about a woman who's suing the owner of a nail salon who denied her service over her disability. So we're moving from beauty shop casinos. Now we're into nail shop behaviors. And, also you can take the time out to upload and look at videos about, I'm not encouraging to say, go and just look at fight videos, but there are a lot of videos, fight videos that occur because the nail shop visit appointment went to the left. And you see the nail shop owners choking out women. You see women beating up the nail shop techs. It's just completely chaotic. And it's not by accident that there's so much tension and bad blood going on in these nail shops. Brothers and sisters, we're not supposed to be up in there. What are you saying? I need to get my manicure and my nails done, and I like for this, that, and the third to look good. You're able to do that yourself, though. Or you can also find a sister who is a mobile nail technician who can do your nails for you, the manicure and the pedicure and all of that. They are out there and they're waiting for your business. But you'd rather go to the Koreans and the Vietnamese and let them work on you and be disrespected for an hour and 30 minutes. And not only that, then you pay for your disrespect by giving them your money. And then have you ever understood how they added up? You'd be like, how much? 65. What? Sissy, wait, all you did was just put my pinky toe back on. I'm just playing. My pinky toenail back on. What do you mean $65? And you know how they always trying to add something to your visit before you know you've paid $100 because you had to get the lemon scrub. Oh, they swindle you. And then they don't ever offer you any of that rice that smells so good cooking in the thing, in the crock pot. That's just a side note, but I found out what that rice is. Jasmine rice. Just want to let you know that, my brothers and sisters. Let's listen to a woman suing the owner of a nail shop who denied her service over her disability. And hold on one second as I cue this up for you all. Okay, here we go. WTAE, ABC, Pittsburgh Action News.
It was very hurtful, and I felt like I was being totally disrespected. First on 4, she says she was denied service at a Forest Hills nail salon because she's blind. Now she's dragging the owner into court.
Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Bo Berman, you broke the story when this happened, and you actually went to the salon for answers. In fact, your report is mentioned in the lawsuit.
Yeah, that's correct. It was back in June whenever this woman, Arzella Stewart McCauley, first called us up questioning how this could have happened. She lives at Penn Hills and had come to the salon here in Forest Hills to get her nails done, had an appointment, everything all set up, good to go. Well, now we've gotten our hands on this lawsuit she's now filed with the American Disabilities Act, or under that act, against this salon you see here called Les Nails. Now, Arzella is legally blind. It says the owner of the salon turned her away in June, even though she had an appointment, and that owner said it was because she cannot see. At the time, the business owner told us that she doesn't serve anyone that she deems to be too old, too young, or immobile if they're unaccompanied.
And I kept questioning her, and she kept giving me the same response. Because you're blind, and you can't see, and I'm busy.
In this new lawsuit filed Tuesday, Arzella is not asking for money other than for attorney's fees. She wants the salon to change its policies and procedures to ensure no one with a disability is discriminated against. She's also asking for training programs for employees. And now last week, the State Bureau of Enforcement and Investigation, they announced they're looking into the Les Nails salon after Arzella's complaint, after they saw our news report about it. The state investigator interviewed the owner, says his report will be going to Harrisburg, where a board will decide if there will be any sanctions against the salon. Reporting live in Forest Hills, Bo Berman, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Oh, thank you. Joe Paterno's son firing back at...
Well, brothers and sisters, I mean. Wow, see. You try to control the pop-off. You try to. But sometimes the pop-off is necessary for some situations. And I'm not saying pop-off to where you have to curse and everything. Like, you may have to rearrange a couple pieces of furniture in the shop. You may have to, let somebody know that you're serious about what's going on. But, this is not uncommon. And then, let's just be honest. They see our skin color as a disability. Okay? I said it. I had a friend when I was growing up who is Korean, and her family had a store in the middle of Richmond, California, but they did not like brothers and sisters. But they had a store in the middle of Richmond, California. You don't like us, but you like us enough to capitalize off of the little bit of dollar that's there. You have an issue with us, but why do you have a nail salon in our communities? You have an issue with us, but why do you have a beauty supply store in our communities? This is the thing that I want to say, because I'm mixing the two together for a reason. If you don't see Koreans shopping in a beauty supply store that is owned by their own people, then what are you doing in there? Just food for thought. Some of you don't like this conversation because you need your weave. You need it. You have not gotten to the point to where you submit to who you are. Now, some of you may say, I know who I am, and I just like to switch it up and everything else. Look, sister, get it together. I'm trying to say something to you about something deeper than Rapunzel, let down your hair. Because you're going to eventually have to come to grips with your confidence being organic. I'm just being honest with you, sister. So, as we journey on to nail shop behaviors, I just want to encourage you, my sisters and my brothers, to understand that it makes no sense for you to hang out where you're not welcome. Okay, so anyway, let's move on to hair salon do-overs. Now, some of you are saying, okay, so what's this about? This is like probably twofold topic. This has to deal with the etiquette that goes on in a hair salon. And it has to also deal with the results of getting your hair done. Now, the etiquette of going into a hair salon is, you want to be able to walk into a hair salon where it's peaceful, where there's no funk, funk being, mess, no gossip, just something peaceful where everybody knows how to do hair, where there's actually, water in the vending machine and that, they actually switch out the peanuts and the Skittles that are in that little bubble machine, candy machine where you put your 25 cents in and click it to the right, and then about 10 little Skittles come out, and they haven't changed that in a long time, or switching up the chips that are in the little vending machine, because have you ever noticed that the last chips that are always left in a vending machine are the Fritos and the Cheetos? Fritos and Cheetos. And don't let it be some chili cheese Fritos, and then we move on to sanitation, keeping it clean, sweeping up the hair, having magazines that, because, you're going to be in the shop for a while, just having a shop that is conducive to somebody feeling beautiful. And then, it's always, very comforting when the beautician looks like she takes care of her hair also. I have walked into some salons and been like, she need to be in the chair too. And she's the beautician. I'm just saying though, presentation is everything. And then you when you walk into the salon, like I said, you want to be comfortable. And a hair salon do-over, is basically getting what you paid for. And not being persuaded into taking on a hairstyle that is not befitting for your face or your lifestyle. Some of us sisters come in wanting to look like this sister in the magazine, and it's not going to work. Why? Because you're not that sister. It's so simple, and you get mad at the beautician because she can't make you look like this sister in this magazine, but she can make you look like an enhanced version of yourself. And I'm talking about the natural hairstyle sisters. And, please don't say that you are wearing your hair in a natural hairstyle if it's fake hair, but it is styled in a natural way. No, sister, you're not natural. Natural is wearing your own hair, not wearing a fake natural hairstyle. I don't care if it's human hair. It's a fake human hair, natural style. Unnatural, natural style. You understand? It's so confusing, sister. So just start with your own hair. But anyway, so when you walk into these hair salons, you got to be realistic about these looks that you want to have. And before you even walk into the hair salons, I ain't trying to take any money out the beauty salons. I'm just saying, have you tried doing your own hair yourself? So then the other aspect of going to the beauty salon is, have you ever had your hair done and gone home and had to fix it again? Oh, you pretended like you liked it. Yeah, I like it. No, girl, yeah, you did your thing. Oh, no, it's girl, yeah, one of those, but you're looking at your hair and you're like, what is this? You already know that it's a lie from the pit of hell. You're mad. You get in the car, you already got your comb and your little spritz with you. You start to part it this way and fix it this way. And have you ever noticed, like, when the beautician is finished doing your hair, she's really not, because she's got to puff and primp and curl. And I'm not mad at that because, she wants to look it right. But, I got to go. I'm seeing double. I've been in this shop since 8 this morning. You just got me in the chair at 12. And have you ever noticed that the sister who has the appointment after you is always staring at you to see how far along the progress is? And don't you hate when they always tell you you're not dry yet, but you are dry? Your face is dry, your eyes is dry, you done fell asleep in the dryer. Did you know that falling asleep under the dryer, if it weren't for the hood of that dryer, you would hit the floor? Yes, you would. If that big old circle dome that's cocking out heat at you you know, you feel like you in a hot storm, first of all, and it makes you sleepy. They ought to have seat belts at the hair dryer seat. There should be a seatbelt to keep me in. I mean, I see this dome. It's going to keep my head from falling through. But if you could just have a seatbelt here, since I'm going to be under here for 5 hours, since you don't think I'm dry, your hair hold a lot of moisture. Has somebody ever told you that your hair hold a lot of heat? I know that's a fact because I flat iron in my hand and be like, hoo, 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 hoo. Had to blow on it. Now I got me a glove, a thermal glove to protect my hands from all that. But anyway, they really should have seat belts at the hair dryer. Okay, so you've gone through every magazine you could think of. I mean, you read Ebony magazines from 1982. Look, sisters, in the shop, you're going to have to go through some of these periodicals and these literatures and these magazines, and you're going to have to kind of update it a little bit. I'm like, I didn't know, and it happened back in the 80s, and you reading it like it's fresh. And you know you're going to be there for a while. Have you ever read an entire magazine at the shop? Oh my gosh. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab about 10 magazines. Then you're looking through your phone. And you know what? Oh my goodness. This makes me understand something. I am staying on topic, but I just have to say this. The famous question. When you're at the hair shop with your phone out and another sister has decided to bring her children with her, and she has let them loose in the shop, and so they're running amok, and one of them wants to run up on you and ask you this famous question. You got any games on your phone? Excuse me? Do you? I mean, look, one girl started trying to swipe her sticky finger on my phone. Little girl, now look. I ain't trying to fight your mama. Because your mama look like she don't give two flying birds, okay? You always need to judge who your opponent is. If your opponent look like they with it, hey, you better, you know what I'm saying, you better flip a coin. So anyway, the little girls come up to you, little boys, you got any games on your phone? Yes, I do. Okay, so what's up? What's up? Well, you want? Okay, yeah, I got some games on my phone. I sure do. But you can't play them. One time I let my niece have my tablet. Not have it, but play with it. She had downloaded about 10 games on my tablet. Catch the fish. Pin the tail on the fish. Run Dash. Yellow Bus Dash. Fruit Ninja. I was like, what the heck? The games. Downloaded all the games on my tablet. But anyway, that's just a side note. When you bring your children to the hair shop, I hope you bring them with some manners and with some, good behavior, because there ain't nothing worse than seeing somebody's child run through the shop that you want to trip. Not because you're trying to harm them, because, you just want to stop them from what they got going on. Look, you are running amok through this hair salon and your mama don't care. But I do, because I used to teach. I can't tolerate it. When I see little children out, I'm telling you, I stare at them. I stare at your child. Now, some of you saying, I'll beat you if you stare. Look, no, you won't. Because I'm staring at your child for a reason. And I know you won't do nothing to me because you ain't doing nothing to them. You ain't even thinking about them right now. Not at all. So when it comes to the hair salon, my brothers and sisters, I'm all for a clean salon, beautiful professional services, natural hair care. I'm all for, just making everything come together. But when you do our hair, do it right. And we would also appreciate that you would let us know that you burnt out a piece. Yeah. Like I said before, the Marcells are on lava. So it would be very, very nice if you could let us know that you have burnt our hair out. Don't try to spray it, spritz it, and tuck it, and I come home and I got alfalfa, buckwheat. What's up? Anyway, brothers and sisters, I just want to encourage you to understand that there's a certain way that you need to conduct yourself when you're at a hair salon. And I know you can relate to having to go home and fix your hair because they just catted you all off. And then the beautician has the nerve to get mad because you ain't coming back with the style you had. What happened to your hair? What happened is it didn't get done. But that's just a whole nother story. Because you see, there are a lot of fights that take off in the hair salon. And another thing that goes down in the hair salon is that you can find out that sometimes you both could be sleeping with the same brother. Ooh, it's quiet. That salon gossip is dangerous. I'm telling you, it's rough. I know firsthand experiences of listening to other people, and I've had a couple situations myself. Just being honest. Brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening to Hair Salon Do-Overs. Okay, so now we're going to get into cliques and jealousies. It's not going to be long. We're going to be wrapping this show up. But I want to play this little parody about when black women hate on other black women in the workplace. Are you in a clique? How many of it is in your girl group? Do y'all do everything together? Everything? You know, what goes on in your clique? Is there gossip in your clique? Are there people in your clique who really don't like each other, but you guys tolerate each other? What type of secrets go on in your clique? Has somebody slept with somebody's man in the clique? Everybody in the clique don't like each other just because y'all hang out. And you know what? I found out that some people really need that clique because you can't stand alone on your own. If your clique were to dismantle, disperse today, you'd be in trouble. You'd be in trouble. When it comes to a clique, whether male or female, there are jealousies that go on. People are jealous because of where you are, how you live in, what you have, what you're doing, how you look, everything. People will find reasons to hate on you, even your own quote-unquote best friends. My sister girl, my partner. That's my girl right there. Hey, girl. Hey. All of that high-pitched stuff, please miss me with that. These cliques are hating on each other. And you know what? The worst part is, in these cliques, the jealousy goes so far that murder occurs. Homicide. Some people will even kill their best friend. Some people will set their best friend up to be killed, all because of jealousy, because you don't have what somebody else appears to have and does have. You're jealous because of somebody's skin color, the way they speak, the way they look, the fact that more men are attracted to them, more women are attracted to them. Everything that this brother does, you sit back and even though you guys are best friends and you like, oh, that's tight on me, you always coming through. In the back of your mind, you're a hater and you wish nothing but harm for this brother. Are you the type of clique, and I'm speaking to you brothers, that you only got one good, I shouldn't say that, but you have one that's popping the most as far as looks are concerned, and this is just based on, how it's viewed, you know. Do you use that one brother to get all the girls? Does the best looking one out of your group always have to come to the function because without him, the girls just aren't coming? I'm just saying though, have you fought somebody in your clique before? Have you separated? Years and years after hanging out, you just had to dismantle, disperse? Cliques and jealousies. Are you jealous of somebody in your clique today? I want to encourage you not to be, because that seething, green-eyed, envious monster, that jealousy, it stinks on you. What are you wearing? Jealousy. I mean, it's ode to toilette, ode to the toilet. I'm just saying, brothers and sisters, in your clique, you know, there's a lot of secrets. And that's how cliques end up unclicking. See, I am the type, I like to hang out by myself. I like my company. I'm not afraid of being by myself. I need to think, re-strategize, recuperate. And I can't always do that if I'm always hanging out with the girls. Hey, girl. You know that, too cliquey. It's just like, you're not in high school anymore, but you need it because that's when you were popping the most, and you're trying to relive those times because you got out of high school and now you know that you're not as popping as you thought you were because there's somebody who's prettier, smarter, richer, has more status, whatever it is. You found out that you weren't popping as much as you thought you were once you got out of high school. And so you need that click because without it, you're in trouble. You'll then have to face who you are. So why do you guys all hang out with each other if you really don't like each other? There are cliques within the cliques. Somebody is closer to somebody else than somebody else. And have you ever noticed that there's somebody that always has to be in the middle of the pictures? Oh, that's just because she's short. No, that's because she thinks she's Beyonce. She thinks she's the leader of the group, and you all don't realize it, but in her head, she thinks she is the leader. Oh, brothers and sisters, it's real. So I just wanted to play this little clip when black women hate on each other in the workplace.
Hey, ladies. Thank you guys so much for coming to the Real Network. I really appreciate it. I represent that whole unity thing.
Yes, amen. And for appreciation, I would love for you to come out for some drinks with us tomorrow.
You have to be there. I think I got it from, I don't know, Ross or something like that.
You're just fabulous always.
God, yes. Beautiful. But I'll see you later. Okay.
What the hell was that? That's our boss. Are you kidding?
Exactly.
Girl, the Cardigan, she said Rose. And you a boss. And then you gonna say come to happy hour. Really? I'm trying to make it. What are you trying to make? You could be right.
Hi, I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School. We know that self-hate is one of the biggest problems in the black community. But one of the things that has to happen for us to prosper is we've got to find ways to stick together. In fact, sticking together in cooperative economics is one of the key principles that will lead to our prosperity and not our demise. So make sure you love your brother and love your sister as much as you love yourself. Fighting each other is not going to get us ahead.
Now, I have another clip. Dr. Umar Johnson, why blacks compete with other blacks.
You know why black people are so addicted to materialism is we use materialism to vicariously add wealth to ourselves. In other words, I don't think much of me. I ain't nobody, but if I put these Air Jordans on, I will be. If I buy this house in a white suburb, I will be. But instead, if I get this white woman, I will be. If I get this Louis Vuitton bag, I will be. So we use wealth to replace self-worth. We use materialism to replace self-worth. That's why we're shopaholics. That's why we're always competing with each other. And we got a big issue of self-hate that is always the elephant in the room. I don't care what the ideology is, socialist, nationalist, integrationist, Hebrew, Mormon, Nawapi, God and Earth, Nation of Islam. And we've gotten so bad that the women and the men compete with each other now. So in most other races, the men might compete with each other, but the man and the woman don't compete. You ain't never seen no Chinese woman compete with no Chinese man. You ain't never seen no white man compete with no white woman. But in our community, it's literally everyone's competing with everybody else. So you got a husband and a wife, they competing with each other. So the ego is just out of control because everybody feels worthless, and feeling worthless, the only thing we think can give us a sense of ease is to know we're outdoing other black people. So we're in a rat race to literally outdo other black people. We wake up wanting to look better than them. We wake up wanting to dress better than them. We wake up wanting to make more money than them. Will Smith said what? Black people spend too much money they don't have to buy stuff they don't need to impress people they don't even like. So you'll go out and buy a new car that you don't need and can't afford just so it looks better than the woman next door to you who you don't even know. That's the situation we're in. We literally go into debt for self-hate reasons. We just want to be the HNIC, head Negro in charge. Whether it's the head Negro with the best car, head Negro at the church, head Negro in charge of the community organization, head Negro with the best pocketbook, head Negro with the best looking woman. It's all about the HNIC syndrome. Being one above the rest, and it's killing us because our children are being bred, socialized, and indoctrinated with that same mindset. I see it in the schools. In second grade, they're already knocking each other for dark skin, big noses, nappy hair. In second grade, they're already saying those sneaks ain't worth it. I got on Air Jordans. These cost $150. They didn't wake up with that. They're being taught that at home and in the community. So we're literally breeding baby Negroes to take our place.
Brothers and sisters, I have another video for you. This is a female being interviewed about, and it says this is just the caption, a dark-skinned girl admitted to being jealous of her light-skinned friend. Now, like I said, you know, this is kind of going into the next topic, which is vanity. You're not the only pretty woman. You're not the only good-looking man. You know, there are millions of beautiful people in this world. My brothers and sisters, we are some good-looking people. And some people look different than others. I mean, you've lived and you've seen this. And, you know, there's a term called clean up well. And I know we know how to clean up well. We know how to dress. I mean, we are some really good-looking brothers and sisters. You know, we know how to keep it together. But one thing that I think many of us have issue with, and this also ties into coming out of high school and being shocked. You may have been the prettiest girl at your high school, but then when you graduated and went to the club and saw that there were more dime pieces than just you got your feelings hurt. Or when you went to college and found out that you're not the only pretty girl on campus, you got your feelings hurt. You might have been the best looking dude in school, but then as soon as you got out of school and went to the club with your boys, or, you know, attended some type of function, you found out, and then nobody was choosing up on you. You then, you know, it was a touch of reality. You were trying to figure out, like, what's going on? I'm Mr. Mac and Cheese. Like, why aren't the girls all on me? Why are they all on this dude right here? Because that was high school. That was high school. You know, a moment in time, and your brain shut down as far as understanding that once you leave this said entity, you're going to enter into the world and you're going to be amongst millions of other people. And you know, if you're not careful, you get your feelings hurt because there are people who are pretty more people that are pretty besides you, beautiful besides you, are dope besides you. You know, you're a part of, you're not the only one. And I think some females and some men think that they are the best looking on earth. Now, some of you say, well, you're supposed to have that type of confidence. Confidence would not be ignorant, not be blind, not be deaf unto hearing the truth and from seeing the truth. Yes, look at yourself and say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I look good. Don't let anybody sit there and tell you something opposite than what you know to be true about yourself, my brother and my sister. But what you cannot do is think that you're the best looking person in this entire world. It doesn't work like that. You're one of, but you're not the only. And I think that's the issue. I look at Instagram and I see these videos, and I do promotional videos for the Sister Speak Show, but that's because that's what I do. I'm not doing it just to be doing it. I am going somewhere. This is my brand, and I want you to get to know who I am and see who Ayana is, what the Sister Speak Show is about. But I also know that I'm not the only one out there doing these, promotional videos and showcasing who I am, as far as not only with my voice, but okay, this is how I look. This is how I walk. This is how I talk. This is how I've been fearfully and wonderfully made, and I embrace everything about myself. But I also know that later on I'm going to scroll down and see a sister that's so bad and so beautiful and rocking and has great, her status as far as being, working and getting it and being righteous, like big ups. But I know I'm going to see that, and I'm okay with that. And that's why I am able not to hate on other women who are beautiful. I accept it and embrace it. Why wouldn't the Most High God make more than one beautiful woman? Okay? I embrace it. When I see a sister that looks good, I say, hey, sister, you are beautiful. I like your hair. I like that outfit. I compliment women. That's what I do, because I'm not a hater. But some of the women that I compliment are haters and would never compliment another woman. Some of you see a woman walking down the street looking so good and you don't say nothing about she thinks she all that. No, you do. That's why you said it. You saw her popping and looked at your stuff and said, instead of, saying, well, she thinks she's all that, then you don't think you're all that. That's what you're saying when you say that. Oh, she thinks she's better than everybody else because she smells good? Because her hair is done? Because she walks with confidence? Because she knows she's a queen and she's regal? You got an issue with that? You know what I'm saying? Come on, sis. I'm telling you, you're bitter and you're miserable. Same thing with you brothers. Oh, don't let somebody actually really come in there with some light eyes. Oh, this light-eyed, such and such and such and such. You brothers be hating, but you hate on brothers in a whole nother way. You know, you be doing some stuff. Sometimes you guys do stuff that is almost a little feminine. You know, like very catty. You know, get a guy behind closed doors. That pillow talk is something else. I mean, they spill it. Oh, they spill it. Anyway, let me play this clip about a dark-skinned girl admitting to be jealous of one of her light-skinned friends. This is from MarcelLee.com.
A lot of the girls I know, it's always a lot of competition, you know, between females. You experience that?
With my friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, be honest. You have.
I am be honest, yeah.
So, I mean, who's competing with who?
What do you mean?
I'm saying, like, you know, it's competition between you and your friends, but, like, do you find that they're trying to compete with you or you're trying to compete with them in different ways, like maybe in terms of fashion or...
Right, or how you dress or...
Right, you know.
Keep working longer.
Mm-hmm. So you admit that you it goes for you too then. You're not denying that.
No, I'm not denying it. All girls do it.
I don't know about all girls.
All girls do it. They lie, say they don't, they do. Oh, I think my friend prettier than me. Or I think I'm prettier than her. All girls do that.
Yeah.
I don't do it with my immediate friends, like my two closest friends.
Mm-hmm. You don't do it with them? No. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever been jealous of them? Be honest. Maybe they had a boyfriend that you wanted or...
No, not like that. I've been jealous. Like, one of my friends is really pretty.
Really?
Yeah.
So you would say she's better than you? If you be honest, you know, she look better than you.
I would say she's really pretty.
She look better than you, though. So you can't even answer that question.
No, people think different things pretty, so...
In your own opinion.
In my own opinion, I think she's beautiful. But she's
so why would you be jealous of her, then?
Because she likes skinny.
Oh.
Yeah. I prefer light skinny girls. So.
Oh, so now the whole race comes into it. How light is she?
Way brighter than me.
Really? And I'm guessing, like, when y'all hanging out, the guys go to her first.
Yeah, she said.
Does she know? It ever came up?
No.
Your hidden feelings that you got building up inside? It never.
Nothing building up. No.
I don't know.
No, I just want to tell her she likes
the whole tone of your voice changed. The whole look of your voice. The whole look of your face and tone of your voice has changed up when you start talking about it.
Really, I want to see this when we again. I want to see that.
That jealousy started just, boiling up to the top. And I can see your face start turning red a little bit.
So we talk about each other like,
really?
That's how you light skin. That's how you light skin. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, all right. So how long have you known her?
Oh, my friend? My really good friend?
The light skin girl.
Like 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time.
So, but I mean, are you comfortable in the complexion that you are?
Yeah.
Because if you are, I don't see why that would even be an issue for you.
It's not. It's an issue for other people. I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah. It's like most boys prefer dark-skinned girls, but light-skinned girls.
Right.
I really okay. Some of them said move on.
Yeah. Okay. Any messages you want anybody to know out there? Anything about you? Other than your jealousy of light-skinned girls?
No, I never said I was jealous of light-skinned girls.
Well, just one particular light-skinned girl.
That's what I say.
Well, you started off by saying you were jealous of her. Don't try to sidetrack now. You know you said it.
No, I'm not saying it.
So look at the camera and imagine that, for all those guys out there, all those single guys out there who prefer light-skinned girls, tell them right now why you would be a better pick than them.
I can't say I'm better than somebody else.
Yes, you can. You gotta have some self-esteem, some confidence.
I am, but I'm not better than anybody else.
Well, tell them why you
like what you like.
Tell them why you'll be a good pick then.
I'll be the perfect pick.
Why is that?
You like
what you offer a guy?
Everything.
Like what?
Everything.
Woo! First of all, you ain't gonna be following me with no camera in my face, trying to pull out something in me that I'd rather have, discuss in private. But wow, being jealous of your light-skinned friend, I find it very interesting. When I had decided, I was going to stop going to the club. So I stopped going to the club, especially after the car accident that I got into. I really understood that the Most High God did not want me out there going to the club. I had gone to the club years later, and I had everything together. was looking rather nice. And, put my presentation together, smelling good, looking good, outfit popping. Everything was good. So we went to the club, and went with my two, at the time, friends. And I was, dudes were choosing up on me. And my friend, who felt like she was light-skinned, but she really wasn't. She was, her skin tone, her hue was lighter than mine. More of a caramel complexion. I'm a milk chocolate, and I like being my tone. Nothing wrong with anybody else's tone. I think you guys know I am not that type of human when it comes to skin tone. But this guy, she was into white guys predominantly, and she liked brothers who were quote unquote mixed. And so this guy was starting to come towards us, and he walked up to me, and he asked me for my number, blah, 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 blah. And after he left, my friend said, wow, I can't believe he came up to you. I thought he was going to come up to me. I was like, did she? See, I'm not all for the whole who B-I-T-C-H calling somebody that. But I was like, did this witch just say what I think she just said? Now, this is somebody I've known for years. I'm like, dang, she's very comfortable with, hating out loud. And she was like, I just can't believe he came up to you because I know how you're going to do it. You know how you are. You're very picky. So I'm just really surprised. I was like, well, why are you surprised he came up to me? Well, it's just because, I just didn't think he was your type. And I knew what it was. My tone, my skin color. She had always thought that she looked better than me in her mind. And she's allowed to think that, I guess. But I'm of the mind state where it's like, I'm attractive, you're attractive, let's go get it. But everybody isn't like that. There's room for everybody, And so after I had exchanged numbers and I spoke to the guy on the phone, see, for me, deal breaker is conversation. If you can't hold a conversation, I'm out of there. I don't do ignorance. I can't tolerate it on any level. So, she was like, well, did you talk to such and such? And I was like, yes, I did. But I can't do him because he couldn't hold a conversation. And and this is what she said. See, I knew he should have come up to me because I knew you wouldn't have you were going to be picky. So he should have come up to you because you're dumb as rocks. And he's and that's a perfect fit for you. I mean, I didn't know exactly what she was getting at, but that was then the beginning of our friendship kind of separating. And, I could go more into that, but I definitely won't. But you all have been hated on by your friends. You know what it is. But they're like, have you seen, hey, where's your friend Keith? That Nigga. Oh, man, you don't want him. He ain't woo woo woo. Oh, I know some of y'all know about that. Some of y'all got a gold medal in hating. I'm just being 100 with you. So when it comes to that jealousy, we've got a lot of self-examination to do. I'm going to close out with this. 5 reasons why women betray each other. This is off of Oprah's Life Class.
All right, we're ready to learn. What are the main reasons women betray each other? Why?
Self-hatred.
Self-hatred.
Self-hatred. I see in you what I refuse to see in me. And as long as I can point it out to you, I don't have to look at me. So as a result of self-hatred, we don't honor our relationships. The other thing is because we seek external validation, we're programmed, everybody is. And when you don't treat me the way I think you should treat me, I'm going to make it about you and I'm coming after you. But because we seek external validation and we want other people to make us feel good and look good and feel better, and when we don't get it, then we get mean.
Yes.
The other thing is we just don't honor who we are.
This is the absolute key thing that Iyanla said about self-hatred. This is the truth. This is how you know the difference between a really successful woman and one who's just trying to be a wannabe. Because truly successful, powerful people want other people to be empowered. The very network, Iyanla's been my biggest supporter, and she said, I'm going to help you push this baby out. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help lift you up. Truly successful people want to lift you up because they want you to feel the light that they feel. That is the difference
And
between
also
those who want to be. That's how you always know.
Okay. There's a principle of success that says the way to achieve your own success is to be willing to help somebody else get it first.
Yeah.
I learned that. So I want you to get it. And I want to support you and bless you and give that to the universe, because if I do, I know it's going to come back to me.
Because what Whoopi Goldberg said is sealingly in The Color Purple is true, because everything I even try to do to you is already done for you.
I saw that the other day, weeping like a fool. I said, The Color
And you've
Purple,
seen it 29 times, right?
No, at least 100.
Okay. So everything you try to do to somebody else is already done to you, whether that's a good thing lifting them up or whether it's trying to tear them down.
That's right.
We also mimic what we've seen.
Yes, and we've seen other women do it. Your older sister, your mother, your auntie, your grandma. We've seen them do it. Women who didn't know their true value, didn't honor themselves. And finally, we mimic it because we hold unrealistic expectations of you. What you gonna do for me? What you gonna give me? What you got? Where you going? We have unrealistic demands and expectations of one
But the
another.
main one, I think it starts with what you said in the beginning. It starts with our own self-loathing, our own
self-hatred.
Because when you get there, if you're just working, doing your own life work,
That's right.
which is what Iyanla Fix My Life is all about. If you're doing your own life work,
You don't have time.
you don't have time to worry about the rest of the world and all the other people.
Brothers and sisters, I'm saying. Excuse me for that. That was brought to you by Oprah and Iyanla. Oprah Winfrey and Iyanla Vanzant. Brothers and sisters, you know, there's probably more reasons why women betray each other. And there are definitely 5 reasons why men betray each other. And we will get more into this topic as the Sister Speak show continues, as the culture climate continues. You know, I want you to understand that there are beautiful people all over the place. I want you to understand that you don't have to hate or be jealous. You know, you just need to get up, get out, and get something. You really need to understand that in this life, you need to be accountable for yourself, and that you have so much to do with yourself that you really shouldn't have time to hate on somebody else. Look, I know that there are people who don't like me. I mean, you have people that don't like you, but they copy what I do. Just being honest. You don't like me, but then next thing I know, I see certain things that I do, you do. It's crazy. Now, I understand that, you know, nothing is new under the sun. I get that. You know, but everybody has their own way of making potato salad. Everybody has their own way of making stuffing. Everybody has their own way of making spaghetti. So it's how I make my spaghetti. Okay? It's how I do what I do. And you can tell when somebody's trying to do you. You can see it, smell it, and take it. You hear musicians say, or lyricists say, look, he tried to bite my rhymes. He tried to bite my flow. He tried to bite my style. You know, and so you can kind of tell when somebody's trying to do you, but doesn't like you, but still trying to do you. It's the craziest form of flattery that you can ever receive. But my brothers and my sisters, you know, you don't need to be girlfriends and hanging out with each other if you really don't like each other. Because you go and talk to other people and say, girl, I don't really like her, but you know how it is. You know, it's just like, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. So listen, this evening, my brothers and sisters, I mean, I feel like we had a good time. This evening, my brothers and sisters, we have discussed beauty store, beauty supply, casinos. We have discussed nail shop behaviors. We've discussed hair salon do-overs. We have discussed cliques. And the jealousies that come in cliques. We have also discussed. What else did we discuss this week? Okay, I'm sorry, we discussed. Oh, Vanity, you are not the only pretty one. I'm telling you, a lot goes into this podcast, but I recovered it. You're not the only pretty one. You're not the only good-looking one. I'm just trying to tell you, my brothers and sisters, that the Culture Climate is able to provide topics and subjects that really cater to what we're going through. Now, as time goes on, we're going to start having it to where we just focus on one topic, deal with that, and then we move on. But I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple of things because this is just how my brain works sometimes, you know? So I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Culture Climate. I want you to do better. I want you to think better. I want you to live better. I want you to feel better. I don't want you to continue to go broke while trying to look good. I want you to be able to, you know, protest what you see in an intelligent, righteous way. Learn how to take care of yourself to where you don't have to spend all that money. Embrace your hair so you don't have to go out with these long weaves. For what reason? I'm just being honest with you. Now, when it comes to the nail shop behaviors, like I said, you can do your own nails yourself. But you need to decide how much more you're going to take when you walk into the nail shops. When it comes to hair salon do-overs, I mean, we've got to get it together, my brothers and sisters. I'm sure some of you brothers got some hair cutting or hair, you know, barber shop horror stories yourself. We'll get into that a little later on also. Then we talked about cliques and jealousies, and then we talked about vanity. You're not the only pretty woman. You're not the only good-looking brother. So anyway, my brothers and sisters, thank you for listening to the Sister Speak show, recorded on demand this evening from Dallas County, Texas, Cedar Hill, Texas, to be exact. I am Ayana, and I want you to kiss your husband, kiss your wife. I want you to hug your children, love your children. So, for those of you who listened to the show last night, how many of your children set off the smoke alarm with their flatulence from all that candy they ate? How many of them couldn't go to school today because they had a stomach ache? Oh, my brothers and sisters, hopefully you'll stop celebrating things that you ain't supposed to be celebrating. I'm just being honest with you, my brothers and sisters. And so, as we close out, I want you to pray without ceasing. I want you to drink water when you go to bed, when you get ready to go to bed, and I want you to drink some water when you first get up. Take a nice hot shower. You know, get yourself together. Go in with a new plan, re-strategize. For those of you who are sitting on the edge, waiting for something great to happen, it's going to happen, but it's going to take a lot of character development. The Sister Speak show is getting ready to sign off. Brothers and sisters, you are listening to the Culture Climate on the Sister Speak show. November 7th, Poetic Tigress, my brothers and sisters. November 14th, Soul Scribe the Poet, my brothers and sisters. November 19th, Malika Gano will be on the platform, my brothers and sisters. Who else do we have coming on? We have KJ Peoples Plus Size Model. Ooh, coming on the 12th, my brothers and sisters. Oh, wow. When I tell you, we got Skeet the Young Poet coming November 28th, my brothers and sisters. And I'm not going to tell you about the December lineup, but I've got some treats for you. I will be dropping the promo tomorrow. My brothers and sisters, the time has been well spent. I thank you for listening. I hope that you are encouraged, you are intelligent, you are wise, and you are more than a conqueror, my brothers and sisters. Until we speak next time, this is Ayana signing off of the Sister Speak show. I cannot wait to talk to you later. So this isn't bye-bye. This is, I'll talk to you later. Take care.